My name is Sean. I'm an artist and a game developer based in the North Bay area of California, and I'm applying to the art program at SMU Guildhall. The best way to start this off is just to say I love video games. I love playing video games. I love making video games. I love talking about video games. But that's actually not the reason why I want to pursue a career in video games. I have a strong vision for what games could be and what games I'd like to see more of in the world. I see games like Gris or Night in the Woods, and even like Manifold Garden, and I get so inspired because those games aren't just beautiful games, but they're also actually trying to say something with both their art and their gameplay. I love them, and I think that I could really bring to light some amazing projects like these with my art. That's where my interests as an artist and designer lie, is creating experiences that are more than just good art direction, but helping there be more games out there that feel like their art contributes to something that is more than the sum of its parts. One of the biggest hurdles that I had to climb to get to where I am today is apparent if you look at my actual portfolio. You'll see that there's a lot of work, but there's a gap at the beginning of 2022. That's because at that time, there was a lot of sickness and even death in my family, and I just didn't really know how to deal with it. I was saddled with an extreme amount of responsibility that as a young man, I had never really shouldered before, all at once. And so I just had to focus on getting the next thing in my life done, and the next thing, and the next thing, and far off concepts like my dream job or my vision for what games could look like seemed vacuous and foreign to me. And so that's why I want to highlight Plein Air in the Game Jam section of my portfolio submission as a game that not only reignited my love for games, my confidence as a creative, but also introduced me to one of my favorite parts of the game development process now, shaders. Plein Air is a drawing game where players help a girl reconnect with an old friend by drawing objects based on conversation cues to unlock more about their shared past. Looking at my portfolio, you'll see a lot of concept art, which previous to my specialization in games is what I focused on. After having to fill roles outside of my comfort zone for the production of Plein Air, and having my horizon expanded, I realized that I actually really enjoyed interacting with games in not just this foundational way, but in many ways. Now, one of the parts I look most forward to when making a game is the part where I get to play around with the render pipeline and define the visual style of the game. This is something I really love about visual development, and being able to have this amount of control, not just in the conceptual stage, but in the game itself, still amazes me. I think I have a lot to offer to the program. My interest and expertise in shaders, as well as my experience in visual development, makes me a really great fit for the program, because it allows me to make games that visually stand out and have a unique creative vision using my diverse skill set. On top of that, I believe that working with the awesome teachers and students at Guildhall on games would provide me with really great insights that would help me further advance my career in shaders and visual development. On top of that, I founded and manage the Bay Area Jam Jam. It's a tight-knit community for local game developers in the area to meet up in person, network, and play each other's games. Not only have I met so many great people, but I've also helped some game developers of similar interests in my area connect using this event. That's all I have to say, except for one thing. I appreciate you considering me for this program, and I'd like to thank you for your time. Cheers!